50,000-mile review of my 2023 Toyota Tundra Limited. The truck is 2 years and 1 month old, at least in my possession at this point. I bought it brand new. I will say ahead of time, truck's super dirty, and we've been having a lot of weather here, snow and ice and things like that, which is highly unusual for North Carolina, but it seems like it's been a pattern this year. Overall, this truck has done well. I did a 55,000-mile review that's also on my YouTube page, and not a lot has changed about this truck, so I'm going to talk about some very specific things as we go through this. Overall, the truck has done extremely well for me. I've driven up and down the East Coast. I drive it all around North Carolina, South Carolina, out to Tennessee and back. I drive it to Colorado and back. I've had pretty much zero issues with this truck. Now, I've had a couple little things that we've had to change. We've gone through the recalls for the fuel line, and I had to have my bump stops in the back adjusted. They didn't do it right the first time, which was interesting, but they got it right, and that's okay now. And I'll talk about a couple other things as we hit this thing. I will talk about the engine replacement, which I have not had yet, but let's wait until the end of the video for that. You can fast forward over to that if you need to. First thing I want to talk about is this driver's window. So when it rains and it's real wet out, sometimes the window would skip on the way down, kind of stop, skip. And they replaced the regulator early on in the truck's life, and that seemed to fix it. And a little while ago, it came back. Well, it turns out my service advisor, he's super good. He owns Toyotas himself. And he said, hey, there's actually a TSB on this. And it really comes down to how tight this window frame is. And when it gets wet, the rubber in the window conflict and it kind of skips a little bit. So what they do in there, where I'm showing you there, is they put a little bit of silicone in the seal to help the window slide up and down. And I will say it works perfectly. I'm not having that issue. Kind of sucks though that you got to do that. And he did say that he believes Toyota is working on a full-time remedy for that, but we've also heard that about other things. The seat cover, this is awesome. You can see I have a crack there. This is seat cover number 2. They have put in to replace it. Again, the truck has 70,000 miles, so would Toyota do it for free or not? I don't know. I do have an extended warranty, so if we have to get that covered, we will. My service advisor says they are working on a recall on that, but he's unsure if and when that will actually happen. That's just rumor you heard. So a couple other things in here I want to talk about. Again, apologize, my truck's dirty. I drive it, I use it. As you can see, I'm going to point to the dash there. Over the last 2 years, 3 times, and recently it's happened, I get some warnings that flash up there in sequence. And I'll try to put those in the video here, but it's like, it's a sensor warning, or it's a headlight warning or something. It's 3 of them in a row, and they pop up. Turn the truck off, turn it back on, it goes away. Obviously, you get worried a little bit what's really going on. Each time this has happened to us, we've tried to pull codes from the truck, and there's no code. I don't know. I do know it happens during the winter, so I don't know if when it gets cold or icy or something, all the nannies get upset. If you don't have everything clear on this truck, you're going to get 4,000 warnings anyways. So even the other morning when it was just pure ice out, I had to go around the truck and scrape ice off of everything unless I was going to drive to work with 4,000 warnings. Everything works in the truck great. I have no issues here. As far as the entertainment center, I wish I got the JBL stereo system. But when I bought this truck, there weren't a lot of trucks available. And I kind of bought this truck sight unseen, and I'm not complaining. I knew what I was getting into. I knew what I was buying. And I didn't think that the JBL system would be a big deal for me. I did have it in my old truck, but now it is kind of a big deal for me. So I wish I'd have gotten that. So we'll step outside here and take a look at a couple other things. I do want to talk about the headlights a little bit. I don't have a problem with the headlights. I have plenty of light, no issues whatsoever in seeing, but I wish I had gotten the premium lights which come with the projector LEDs. These are LEDs, but not projector. As you can see, I'm pointing out there, there's no daytime running light. The daytime running light is just a reduced headlight. There are third parties out there that I can get lights from, and I'd consider that, but unless they come out with a version that allows me to keep the auto leveling or the manual leveling of the headlights, I'm not going to do it. I am pointing at the grill there. I would like to change the grill out to the Heritage grill. And when I get my engine, they're going to remove the hood, and they're going to remove the front grill and front clip. And they did said they allow me to go ahead and change the grill at that time. So I'll take advantage of that when it happens. As far as the engine goes, Toyota has a schedule. They're not really meeting the schedule. I'm told that my engine is supposed to be in next month, but my service advisor said also don't expect that to happen. He said they're running a month to 2 months behind. I'm not worried about it. I've had no issues with the truck. It runs great. I get decent gas mileage. No issues whatsoever from the drivetrain perspective. I do oil changes every 5,000 miles. I know I don't have to, and I may even switch that to 10,000, but for now, that's where we're at. Truck's going to have 80,000 miles on it before it gets a new engine, and I'm okay with that. Put a new engine in, 80,000 miles, and we'll go. My dealer, again, like I said, all they do is they take the hood off, they take the front clip off, and they replace the engine. Some dealers are doing a cab off replacement, but it's not needed. You don't have to do that. It's just what some dealers like to do. Final thing I want to talk about is the tires. I went through the OEM tires, which were fine, and I put these aftermarket all-terrains on by Pathfinder. This is from Discount Tire. This is a 275 60/20 tire, so it's a little bit larger than the original OEM tire. I think it's like around more closer to a 33, if not a 33. It really doesn't change my gauge as much. You know, my miles per hour, it's maybe 1 mile an hour off or so. But the cool thing about these tires is that I've got 32,000 miles on them, and I've got 8 or 9 30 seconds left on the tire. I'm going to get 65 to 70,000 miles out of these tires. I've used them on other trucks, and they're also the least expensive AT tire. And it has something to do with the size. Look around at different sizes around the 275 60/20, and you'll find that they're more expensive. This is actually a cheaper tire. I put a full set on this truck for less than $900. So it's a good deal. This is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got a little bit of good information out of it. Again, this truck has been fantastic for me. I've driven it everywhere. It's 2 years and 1 month old. It's got 71,000 miles on it. It's comfortable. I enjoy it. I'll fix the stereo at some point, and I'll have a new engine, and I'll be happy with that. If you have any questions, please put them here in the links. I'll do my best to answer them. I'm usually pretty good about that. Have a good day.